President Obama coming face-to-face with now President-elect Donald Trump today in a meeting that lasted for more than an hour and a half. Here's both men in the meeting.
I want to emphasize to you, Mr. President-elect, that we now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds.
Bloomberg Politics reporter Sahil Kapur joins us now from our Washington bureau with more on this. And certainly the words were very gracious, the body language a little bit stiff. Sahil, what can you tell us about Trump's transition team? What do we know about it? Am I wrong in thinking that Chris Christie was heading it up?
Chris Christie was tasked with heading it up. As far as we know, there hasn't been an official change with that, although there have been some indications from the campaign that his role has diminished in the wake of the Bridgegate verdict that that ended up ensnaring two of his aides. We're getting some more information about his transition team, and that after he unveiled a website where he has a series of policy proposals that mostly matches what he talked about on the campaign trail, whether it's immigration, building a wall, and doing things like e-verify and canceling President Obama's executive actions. On the issue of health care, he's talking about repealing the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and offering some broad indications as to how he would replace it with things like high-risk pools. He suggested he would soften the pre-existing conditions guarantee and make it only for people who have continuous coverage. So there's a lot that's trickling out very slowly, and we're starting to get somewhat of a picture of what a Trump administration is going to look like based on that.
Sahil, it's pretty striking. Scarlett and I were just talking about how some of the characters in Trump's orbit here in this transition, I mean, they've really sort of like hit the jackpot in terms of reviving their fortunes. Chris Christie being one, Rudy Giuliani being another. These are Newt Gingrich. Also, I've read reports that he's in the mix for a possible post in the cabinet. People whose sort of significant role in public life it appeared had been diminished now might get pretty prominent positions.
That's very true. I mean, a lot of these people, like Jeff Sessions, a senator from Alabama, like Christie and Newt Gingrich, as you mentioned, who made a big bet on Trump early, are going to have that bet pay off enormously right now. A number of these people had been more or less airbrushed out of polite company in the Republican Party. They're not, especially in the case of Newt Gingrich and really even someone like Jeff Sessions, not always in the good graces of Republican leaders, not someone that you'd expect a Republican president-elect to tap to lead up the administration or at least play an advisory role in some of these big policies. But yes, you're absolutely right. These Republicans who made a big bet on Trump may have had no influence in a Republican administration if someone else had won, but now they will be kingmakers. They will be key players. Rudy Giuliani would be another one of them.